Hi, fabulous. So today's podcast episode is a bit of a rave and a rant, really, and that's why the title's a bit sort of out of character with a strong title saying, if you do this, you will fail. But before I go into what inspired that, I want to say that today's podcast is sponsored by my 21-day gratitude challenge. For those who don't know my story, I was in a very, very bad place, and my life changed and meant I started to wake up happy after following an inspired guidance to implement a very small gratitude practice in the morning. And I trust and believe everything in my life since then, and I get to experience now, has been springboarded from this practice. So I'm very passionate about gratitude. And during COVID-19, there was a lot of fear around, and I wanted to do something to help people feel more positive during this abnormal situation. And this time, inspired guidance led me to create a gratitude challenge for a Facebook group I had at the time. And later again, I followed inspired action to turn it into a course. They say it can take 21 days to change a habit. And some say 60 days, or other people say 90 days. But these are all beliefs. Anything we believe for ourselves, we will manifest, because we have a lot of feeling and emotion behind it. So for those people that believe it's 90 days, it's 90 days. For some people, I believe it's different. I do believe that it does take time to create a repetitive pattern to change a negative belief into a positive belief. But for some people, they could just say, excuse my language, but fuck it, I've had enough of this shit. Or they get a life-threatening diagnosis in a second. But that's by the by, because I was advised by Inspired Guidance to create a 21-day challenge. But personally, I feel I get true benefit if we have or do something, some kind of personal development daily. But I know in the beginning, from personal experience, that can seem overwhelming or an impossibility. But that's where the challenge comes in. It has 21 different tasks for you to do that each build on each other to help create positive life-changing habits, or they can be dipped into at will when you dip out of your practices. Play it out again every 21 days to brainwaves to something more positive. The choice is yours. And right now I have reduced it to just $27. I know this course is way far more than this for the possibilities that it can create, and it was initially priced at $97, but I want to get this into as many hands as possible to help as many people as possible. So if this feels like something you want to do, just go to my link tree in the show notes and click on the 21-day challenge button and make the most of this fabulous deal, because I want everyone to manifest more in 2024. And one of the best ways to raise your vibration to let good things in is by having an attitude of gratitude, because it's one of, if not the highest form of vibrations. And the higher our vibrations, the better it is for manifesting. So obviously, if we're restricted in negativity and fear and doubt, we repel the possibilities of manifesting good things. But if we raise our vibration to gratitude, for grateful for what we already have or what we've already had, then we're opening ourselves up to be grateful to receive more. So if this challenge resonates with you, just go to the show notes and see how to access it there. Right, so that's what I just wanted to say, that the show was sponsored by that. But let's get into what this is really about and what inspired me to create this episode today. That is entitled, "This is Why People Fail, So Don't Do This." When I'm commuting, shopping, etc., I love taking earbuds with me everywhere, even to bed if I wake up or I can't sleep very well, and listen to podcasts, audiobooks and YouTube videos, etc. So today I jumped into my car to go somewhere, and I saw there was a notification on my phone for a YouTube video. So that's what I was drawn to listen to. And there were a panel of people on this YouTube video. I wasn't quite aware. I was obviously aware of the channel, but what was going to be on it. So it happened to be there were a panel of people all talking about how they'd just come away from a live event and they wanted to talk about their key takeaways and answer any questions. And I heard a person talk about Napoleon Hill and the principle of the definiteness of purpose, which is one of my favourite things from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. It really resonates with me, so my ears pricked up. And it means writing your purpose statement down and reading it every day. And talking about the gratitude practice, I'll hold my hands up here. I am not perfect. When I heard about this, I wasn't perfect at doing it every day, and I'm still not perfect every day. But I do know what my definite purpose is, where I desire to be and achieve, and that changes over time, and that's fine. But we still always have, as we manifest the things that our awareness grows, we still have a definite of purpose, I hope. So they continued. It was something they hadn't heard of before, and then they said, that's something I'm definitely going to try. And then they said something else that triggered this podcast, but I'll talk about that in a minute, because I want to say, got a little bit of a rant. Firstly, for me, I felt you are on this specific person's event and you haven't heard about Napoleon Hill or the definite of purpose, which is one of his key points, his 16 practices that are concluded in Think and Grow Rich, which is the book that most people know Napoleon Hill for above anything else. So I was confused. They were at this person's event, and this specific person lives and breathes Napoleon Hill, probably more than any other person on this planet at this point in time. And so I was puzzled that they hadn't heard this before. And then secondly, they say, that's something I definitely I'm going to try. And this is not normally me, but I'm putting it out there. And in a limp voice added, this is something I'm going to try. I've never heard about it before. I hope it works. No, it's definitely not going to work. You have failed before you started. You have completely missed the point. When you have a definiteness of purpose, nothing is going to stop you. Yes, sometimes people waver. I've been there. But the purpose is so strong, even when you think you've quit, it wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, hello, remember me? You thought you and me were over. No siree. There is an incredible book from Napoleon Hill Institute, and it's called 3 Feet from Gold. So if you've ever been on that journey of trying to fulfill a dream or a goal, and it's been hard and you've struggled, I highly recommend you read that book to see what the results of people that had that kind of situation and what the outcome was. It's truly motivating. And after they have read my favourite, after that I recommend that they've read that my favourite Napoleon Hill book of all time, which is Outwitting the Devil. I think I talk about a lot of books and say they're one of my favourite books, but I think Outwitting the Devil will always be, as long as I'm in existence, my favourite book of all time. So he talks about the devil is the main reason why most people fail at building their dreams and goals and desires. And this book tells you what is happening, why it isn't happening, and how to stop it and prevent it from happening. So there's an amazing story in 3 Feet from Gold about a publisher, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you are familiar with the book The Secret, or you have become aware of the law of attraction because of The Secret, you definitely want to read 3 Feet from Gold and see what happens when you don't quit. But that person has subconsciously quit even before they started because of the words I heard. I hope it works. That's something I definitely want to try, but I hope it works. If you go in with a namby-pamby attitude of, I really want this thing and I hope it works out, you've already lost. There's no burning desire, raging purpose, keep going until it's done no matter what attitude. Hope and faith are two very different vibrations in my eyes. I've heard of hope and faith said in the same sentence or described as of that they are the same thing, but I believe they are not one and the same. They are not. Hope is, I want this thing and I'm not really sure I can get it, but I hope I get it, fingers crossed. And faith is, even though there is no logical reason to trust it's mine and I can't see it yet, I feel with 100% of my being that it's done, it is mine. And I can honestly say until I've understood this better, and thanks to Outwitting the Devil, I can see when I have that feeling inside, and I know 100% that even though I can't explain it, whatever I'm focusing, I know it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but the end result I know is already mine. But there's other things when I think that I want them, but I know that there was not enough desire there, and there was some doubt, and I hoped it would happen. Obviously, it didn't manifest. So again, I suggest reading Free Feet from Gold. So I'm going to put the link in the show notes for all the books I mentioned, including that one. And what shocked me is no one else in the panel appeared to pick up on it, and they seemed to agree with them. Because when they said, "Oh, I hope it works," they were like, It flabbergasted me that they were on this specific event created by this specific person who lives and breathes Napoleon Hill, and they were clearly not getting the point about having a definiteness of purpose. Out of Think and Grow Rich, that is the one thing that I said before, that struck me the most. It stuck with me. So if you have a dream or a goal, that thing was put in your heart and mind by the universe or God or source, whichever you choose to call it. And if God, source, universe, divinity, they would have not put that thing in your heart without giving you the ability and the resources to achieve it. So there need be no doubt or fear. You just have to have faith and trust. And when trust and faith are wavering, why not say, I will not worry, I let go and trust. I will not worry and let go and trust. So I have to admit that I got that phrase from Ho'oponopono. And I was listening to a podcast today, and I'm going off on a tangent now, about somebody that was talking about their money fears. This is several years ago now, and their money beliefs. They are now like the money queen, and I talk about them all the time on various podcasts. But it just proves we go through a process, and I've gone through a process until the level I'm at today, and they go through a process as well. So we all have times that we feel 100% in our being and trust that we're going to have something, and then something might happen and our vibration dips and goes down, but we need to get that vibration up to help bring that faith back. And that's why I think the gratitude challenge would be great, and that's why this episode is, I've followed divine guidance to say that this podcast episode today is sponsored by the 21-day gratitude challenge, because I think it's something that will help, because we all get outside influences that make us dip. But I know that I dip, I can dip, but I get back up the emotional scale a lot quicker by journaling, scripting, think about things that I'm gratitude for. But I just like to say, I will not worry about this, I let go and trust. I will not worry, I let go and trust. Even the G word wasn't something that I felt comfortable with because of organised religions, and people say, God won't forgive you for this and this, that and the other. But I see now that God is everything. It's divinity. It's everything that we're living and breathing. I believe in a higher power, a higher part of ourselves that is non-judgmental and loves us unconditionally. That's the way that I like to use the G word. So sometimes I just say, I will not worry. I let go and let God. I let the universe, I let God, whatever source energy, I let go of this and I let God do it. Because I'm capable of manifesting things, but I'm learning now, it's the balance of focusing on something we want, have it detailed, but don't be too attached with it by fear. We have to have faith and let go. So perhaps that little phrase, I will not worry, I will let go and trust, may help you. And if fear takes over faith, I highly recommend reading Outwitting the Devil and Free Feet from Gold, but especially Outwitting the Devil. And if you really want to supercharge your mindset and ability to even achieve, I highly recommend you try the SOS community. And that is actually for free. And you can grab it for free. It's amazing. It's an incredible bundle of free gifts worth multiple thousands of pounds come with the free trial for the SOS Club. So SOS stands for Secrets of Success, which is the brainchild of the person I mentioned who lives, breathes and epitomizes Napoleon Hill's philosophy, and who owns, they have purchased, because they're that much of a fan, and that's why I think that they live and breathe it more than anybody else on the planet, they have purchased the largest collection of Napoleon's work, of very rare books, documents, etc. They own never published manuscripts. They own one-off copies of Napoleon Hill's manuscripts, etc. And they've used these materials for the Secrets of Success community. So it's probably one of the best resources for success in the world. So why not make the most of the free trial and start to train your brain for real success? Not, I hope it works. Have faith it is working, and use it to launchpad your 2024 to be the year you manifest mother effing more. That's my phrase at the moment. That's my hashtag. I'm going to manifest more in mother effing 24. And the year you finally start living life on your terms. If you come across this podcast in any other year, it doesn't matter. I just want to get the point across. Hope and faith are two different things. So if you go in to say something that you really want something, I hope it happens, I hope it works, I hope it manifests, it's not. You've already killed it before you even started. You've got to do personal development, use tools and things and other people and mentor and resources. Use some kind of personal development. Start with a 21-day gratitude challenge if this is something that's new to you, and do little bits on a daily basis, even if it's thinking some affirmations for 30 seconds. When it starts to feel bad or wrong, that's when you've got to stop and do something else, because you've changed your vibration. So the links for all these resources are in the show notes. You just click on any highlighted word sentence of 21-day gratitude challenge or secret success, and you should be carried through definitely to the tools to make your purpose work. And if not, depending on the platform that you're listening to this today, I will add my link tree that has the links to all my resources in, and you just copy and paste that into any browser of your choice. And again, if the links don't work, or you just head over to my social media pages where the links are always in the bio, and I'm Alison K. Parsons, or on all platforms, or the Law of Attraction Lover. So I've had my rant and my rave of why people fail before they start. So I will leave it there. So now you can start and not fail by jumping on the links that I talked about. And I'll speak to you soon, fabulous.